Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Nitrostorm here. Welcome back to RevivedWitch. So, as you saw from the previous video, there's a big update, and the next big update is that we have two upcoming new characters. One of them already out, Naiad, and then upcoming afterwards is Claire. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, very nice background, very nice art, giving me that samurai vibe, especially with the cherry blossom in the background. Very nice color scheme. I like it. Purple equals win. So she is a assassin, so brimstone element, of course. And as per usual, when we do these character reviews, keep in mind that the skills and passives are reviewed at their max level. So level 5 active skill and level 2 passive skill. So from the stats alone, I already noticed something about this, it's that she's got lower physical defense than normal, but she's got, I believe, higher attack than usual. I'm not sure if it's the highest we've seen so far, but it does look considerably higher compared to what I've seen before. Keep in mind this is max evolution. Alright, so her first skill is called Blade Draw. It costs 2 order to use. Naiad cuts down a single target, inflicting physical damage equal to 200% of attack 3 times, totaling 600%. For the next 10 seconds, Naiad's crit chance increases by 30%. Pretty big buff. Her second skill is called Soul Break. It costs 4 chaos to use. Naiad draws her blade and makes a frontal slash, then performs an Ayado attack that deals physical damage equal to 950% of attack to all enemies. So that is a pretty big multiplier. I think that's the largest multiplier I've seen when it comes to AOE, if I'm not mistaken. Well, at least highest physical AOE multiplier that I've seen, if I remember correctly. Last but not least, Mind Blade, her passive. After entering combat, crit damage increases by 10% every 5 seconds, up to a maximum of 50%, and her own attack increases by 6% up to a maximum of 30%. So every 5 seconds, she gets 10% crit damage and 6% attack. So the attack buff maxes out at 30 seconds, and the crit damage buff maxes out at 50 seconds. So technically speaking, her passive seems to be more suited for longer battles, but from the current state of the game, from what I've observed, when it comes to the top clearers, like the players in the game that are clearing very, very well, very quickly, I haven't really seen them clear. Like the fastest time that I've seen, they're never really around this number. Like they're never really around like 50 seconds or less, or more. For the most part, it's basically 30 seconds or less, essentially, even for Evil Return Rebirth, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, her passive isn't really suited for the current state, state of the game, but perhaps they might add future content that could utilize the longer fight mechanic that she has, but we'll just have to see. But overall, this is probably, I guess, a PvP thing, I'm not too sure, because she does have a massive AoE that doesn't have any extra effects, keep in mind. But she will have a good chance of critting with this one on her own, without any support. She'll have a very nice chance of critting on her second skill. Keep in mind it costs 4 chaos. So overall, her kit is pretty interesting. She's I would argue that she's mainly a single target character, even though her first skill is single target. She's mainly an AoE character. Let's see if the unique equipment makes a big difference to her kit. So it's called Soul Gain Flame Chopper, is the katana that she wields. Wait, does she wear... She wields 2. Okay, yeah, she wields 2. So what it does is every 30 seconds increases physical damage dealt by all allies by 22% for 20 seconds. Physical damage dealt by all allies. Well, I'm not really sure how to utilize this for other allies. But because you know she's gonna be your main DPS if you put her in a comp. Oh, so yeah. For that passive, I'm not really sure how you can utilize that. I guess. Well, I mean, it will benefit herself, right? But outside of that, you know, it doesn't really make sense. I guess maybe if you were to combine her with another physical DPS, perhaps, like for example, I guess maybe a destroyer and Naiad, right? You know, destroyers tend to be bruisers, so I guess you can make them deal more damage whilst they can already tank enemies. But you know, overall, I guess the best thing about her, at least on paper, right, is that she has a nice design. You know, she isn't limited as well, so that's a plus there. Yeah, the only thing I like about her is her design and the background. The background really sells it for me. But yeah, overall, I guess you could skip Naiad. But yeah, if you already have, like for example, let me just refresh my memory. Oh, sorry. Let me refresh my memory here. If you already have, let's see, which one is it over here? Yes. If you have already, for example, Asherah, right? If you remember, well, in case you didn't remember or you didn't know, you weren't here. Asherah is another brimstone assassin that has a nice AOE on the second skill. So if you already have her, you can probably you know, not need to pull on Naiad, but obviously I think for collection purposes, she'd probably be, you know, nice to have just for the art, you know. But yeah, overall, I would say that she's not a must pull, but I wouldn't say that she isn't I wouldn't say that she's a skip either. You know, it's basically up to you. She is good. She has, you know, high multipliers on her skills. You know, you can't take that away from her, even though her passives doesn't really mesh well with the current climate of the game. But yeah, if you've got any more questions in regards to Naiad or RevivedWitch in general, do let me know down in the comments below. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.